Hi everyone and welcome to another card making video. I love things rainbow, especially on cards. It's always so cheerful. So I took the Skinny Stripes Stencils from Lawn Fawn and created this simple rainbow birthday card. Without further ado, let's get started. Spreek je Nederlands? Er is ondertiteling beschikbaar. As always, I start with coloring my images. I use Copic markers for that and I put the color number on the left of my paper so you know which color number I use. I use the Elfie Selfie flip-flop stamp set so that the elephant will fit perfectly with my big sentiment. The party hat is from Wild For You, but you can find many different party hats in different Lawn Fawn sets. The flag line is from the Virtual Friends add-on set. I stamped everything out with Lawn Fawn jet black ink with the use of my MISTI so I can stamp multiple times to get a crisp impression. If you want more details on any supply I used during the video, be sure to check out the blog post I linked in the description to learn more about that. If you want to skip watching me color, you can skip to the time that pop-ups on the screen now. You can also find the clickable time link in the description. After the coloring, I always like to go over the inner lines with a black fine liner. This brings back some detail that got a bit dull because of the coloring. It's totally optional, but for me it makes a difference. To finish the images, I'm adding highlights with a white gel pen. I die cut the images off screen. I cut 2 stitched rectangles out of white cardstock suitable for ink blending. I used the 2 largest dies from the large stitched rectangle stackables for that. I'm first going to blend the rainbow stripe background. To make the ink blending easier, I used some stick and spray from Crafter's Companion on the back of the Skinny Stripes stencil. It's comparable with pixie spray, but I can't buy that here in the Netherlands, so I went for this one, which works out great. I stick the stencil on my paper and I use a magnet to assist holding down the paper while I'm ink blending. I'm using Distress Oxide and blending brushes because those give me a little more control with stencils. My first color is Candied Apple. I start blending from the left upper corner and I estimate how far I need to blend to end up with a complete rainbow. I wipe off my blending brush and continue with Spiced Marmalade. Again, I wipe off my blending brush and I continue with Mustard Seed. I wipe off my brush again and I go back with a little Spiced Marmalade to smooth the blend out. Once again, I wipe off my brush and I continue with Mowed Lawn. You can see I'm not blending in the middle of the paper because that will be covered by the other rectangle later on, so I don't need to blend there. Now I switch to a clean blending brush and I continue with Mermaid Lagoon. I go back with the previous blending brush and Mowed Lawn to smooth out the blend. Again I switch to a clean blending brush and I go in with the last color, which is Picked Raspberry. By the way, if you like my videos, you can support my channel by subscribing. It's totally free to do so. If you already are a subscriber, thank you! I go back in with my previous brush and Mermaid Lagoon to smooth out the blend. You will see that it will beautifully transition from blue to purple to pink. When the ink blending is finished, I check with my smaller rectangle if everything is blended far enough, and then I can carefully pull off the stencil. Now, for the next rectangle, I want to stamp on the sentiment, which I use this set for. I first place the birthday stamp on my paper so I can see where the "It's Your" stamp needs to go. Both texts fit perfectly in each other's flow, but the stamps overlap, so I'm stamping out "It's Your" first. I take it over to my MISTI and I use Lawn Fawn jet black ink to stamp it out. I stamp it out multiple times till I have a clear impression. Then I position the birthday stamp and I do the same for that. I made a craft paper card base and I started adhering my rainbow striped rectangle with the use of my ATG gun. I want to adhere the other rectangle with thin foam tape to get it off the background a little, so it will have some dimension. I make the tape a little less tacky with my sleeve so it's easier to position it, but it will still adhere great. Now it's time to glue on the images. First I glue the party hat to the elephant. Then I lay them together with my flag line on the card so I can see where to glue down the flag line. So, when it's in the right place, I hold the flag line down and glue it in place. Then I can also glue the elephant in place. To finish my card off, I'm adding a few clear Nouveau drops. I add a few dots where I feel like it's a little bit empty. If the drop forms a little peak, I twirl it down with something pointy. I finish up all the drops like this, leave my card to dry, and then it's finished. I really like the new Skinny Stripes stencil from Lawn Fawn. I have a soft spot for stripes on backgrounds of cards and it's super fun that I can make them myself now. Especially when I can turn it rainbow. I hope you enjoyed watching my video and that you feel inspired to get crafty as well. If so, please consider leaving a thumbs up, subscribing to my channel and ringing the bell to receive a notification when a new video is up. Thanks for watching, see you next time, bye!